KC Studios in Dallas, Texas.
Turn me up.
It's the Redboi Radio Show.
You forgot your boarding pass.
Can we all get along? Can we get along?
In the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of
The more problems we see.
Now this is a story.
You can't touch this.
Did I do that?
This is the Redboi Radio Show. Content and conversations for the culture, mixed with classics.
Hey, what's going on, my beautiful people? Let me welcome you to another edition of the award-winning Redboi Radio Show. I am your host, Redboi. Content and conversations for the culture, mixed with classics, is how we get down. I don't know whose phone is that. Is that me or somebody else?
Oh, that's
your,
phone.
yeah, y'all good.
Yeah, turn the
It
volume
happens.
down.
It's a technical difficulty. It's all good, family. But once again, fam, welcome to another edition of the Redboi Radio Show, fam. I got another great show lined up for you. But before we get to that, I hope y'all had a wonderful 2 weeks. Hope everything has been good. I've had a wonderful week, man. I'm here. I'm blessed. My family's healthy, so I'm good. There's nothing I can possibly complain about, and if I did, it would do me no good whatsoever. So let me look across the table. Let me show some love to my favorite retired soldier in the whole wide world. It's my girl, Angelique B. in the building. What's going on? How you feeling today?
Good.
Any travels this week? You know, you make a trip every Monday,
No,
Tuesday, Wednesday,
next
Thursday, Friday,
week.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and them again.
Next week
you going somewhere else?
Yeah.
Again, huh?
A little trip to Vegas, you know.
Oh, okay. Little trip. Now
trip.
Vegas ain't little. Now that's a whole lot of
yeah, it's a little
non-sleeping, I guess. You know what I mean? So how was your last couple weeks? Everything good?
Good.
Gotta ask you a question real quick.
What you got?
Did you have an opportunity to check out The Woman King?
No.
Whew.
I
I'm gonna
ain't
tell
been
you,
movies in forever.
You have to check that one out.
I saw everybody
was-
on Facebook is just raving
Oh my
about
God.
it.
And I was skeptic because everybody started throwing all the boycotting and did all the history. So I did the history myself before I went. And what they made it seem like was that none of the history was there, that the real history about us selling our own folks, but it was actually in the movie. They mentioned it several times. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they were tripping on. Now, of course, the movie's got some fictional stories in it,
Right.
like any
Well, you
other
have
story
to.
that's based on whatever. But I tell you, man, and
It's good.
them girls went off.
Okay, well,
And
I'm about to go see
them
it.
girls went off. I mean, performances, the acting, the whole night. It was a good plot. Good movie and
Viola
everything.
she gonna get an award this time.
Viola gonna get some change.
Okay, all right.
The girl who played the Nawi is her name. I can't remember her government name. Okay, but the one who played now, she gonna get some love. That girl
Oh,
is
well,
bad.
see,
She is
I'm gonna have to
cold
check
blooded.
it out.
But I don't want to. I was about to say something about the movie. I won't even give it away.
Yeah,
I'll let
don't do
you
it.
watch. So
Yeah.
make sure you definitely got to check that out. You definitely have to. All right, fam. We got a special guest in the building today, fam. She's now. I got to show her some love because when we do these interviews or what have you, we got people come in if they live here in the local area, and if they don't live in the local area, I've had people call from California and other places, and they actually get on video. My special guest said, now scratch that. I'm going to drive up from H-Town. I'm going to come sit down with my people. We're going to do this interview live in full effect. Not only did she drive from H-Town on this day, yesterday was her birthday.
Yeah.
But she made it her business to make it up here today. So, fam, I got to show love to my special guest. Her government name is DeCassalyn Sanford, y'all. Y'all give it up for my girl. All right? But from here on out, we will be calling her Cass.
Yeah.
So, Cass, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm so glad that you made it up here. And again, thank you for driving up.
I've
wanting
never
to be
been to
here.
Dallas, so it was quite a blessing.
So this is your first time
Yeah,
in
how do
Dallas.
you live in Houston and you ain't never been to
Wow.
Dallas? Like, we neighbors.
I've never been north of Huntsville
Wow.
and west of San Antonio.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
And the fact that it's your first time and you're making your way up here, I feel special in the mud. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Pat
special
yourself
in
on
the
the back.
mud. Yeah. All right, so I'll let you have the mic for a minute. Go ahead and let everybody know, of course, who you are and what it is that you do.
All right, well, of course, I'm DeCassalyn Sanford, Cass, H-Town's Army brat. I'm here to talk about my podcast, Foxxx Fylez, Cold and Unsolved, which is my show where I highlight the many cold cases that we do have in Houston, Texas, through my segment of My Beautiful Souls. And then I also highlight the murders, rapes, kidnappings, and extorted young black women or black women, period, through Dear Sister, ... a letter to let you know that you are not forgotten. Entire title.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to highlight those. And my show is graphic. If you have seen it, I show pictures, I show images, we talk about it. we get into it, because I want the public to know what the media don't want you to know.
Yeah.
You know, the things that they hide from you, I'm gonna find it, and we're gonna talk about it.
That's what's up. No, I definitely like that, because you know you don't, and we're going to get more into it, but we don't see a lot of that, like you said, on television. We're not spoken of as much as others are spoken of, and let's just be honest, that's just the way the world turns. I'm not happy
nobody
about
looking
it.
for you if you ain't got blonde hair and blue eyes.
If you're not blonde hair, blue eyes, you're just going to be forgotten, or the money, like you said. So I think that's a wonderful thing for you to do to bring that out. So let me ask this, because a lot of times when you see people get into certain areas of their life where they want something that they want to do, like what it is you're doing with your podcast, what I do with mine, what is it that brought you to that, to say, you know what, this is what I want to do, or this is what I want to highlight on my podcast for these souls or these ladies who are lost and no one's actually mentioning them or even thinking about them?
Their spirits. It's
Okay.
like I feel the anguish, you know, and I can feel the tension in the world because it's so much of missing, and you know what I'm saying, these spirits. So their spirits literally led me to do this. I can't even explain it. It's like I woke up one day like, you know what? I need to talk about this.
Yeah.
I need to find out. And then when I go on, shout out to her, Black Girls, she has like a publication. Oh my gosh. You wouldn't even understand how many different pages of Black women and girls that have been from the 50s, you know, and I went on her page, and that's when I started. I'm like, you know what? No, this needs to be actually brought out more. And it's called Little Black Girls or something like that.
Okay.
It's a publication. I'm going to have to look it up and give you the actual name so you can. And she just does publications, so you just read the stories.
Wow.
And I'm like, everybody don't like to read, you know. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate in this day and age too, as we get into social media and so forth. I've noticed that as well. Folks are not reading anymore; they want to see a video.
Right.
You can't even post
attention spans be short. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Don't send me no video over 30 seconds.
Really? Ours are all 1 minute and 30 seconds. So you don't even watch our own videos, my little promos. Oh,
I was there. I was there.
Okay, you straight up slipping on that one. No, but that is like that, because I mean, if you're posting a picture, if you ain't half naked, they ain't paying attention to that either.
At all.
Yeah.
You have to do a video. They want to hear you speak, and that's unfortunate, but it is the way it is. Because I've shared a couple things that's just a photo or a flyer, and it doesn't get touched. But if it's a video, it'll get touched. And see, sadly, too, violent videos
and that's
get touched more.
And I was going to say, because sometimes imagery is what sells it. You know, you can't just get me to read the topic and expect me to understand the actual situation until you see, excuse my French, the bloody panties that we found at the crime scene next to the baby, or the whatever the situation was. So
I got you.
It's all about imagery.
Okay. So what is it when you're going into your Foxxx Fylez? What all does that entail? Like, what do you all have to get together to actually put out a particular episode or what have you?
Well, most definitely. Well, first I'd like to do a statistical run, maybe like 5 minutes of giving you some status of, not really status, but like knowledge of fingerprint analysis. Because when I get into this cold case, we're talking about how somebody's cold case was solved through fingerprint or DNA, or how many cold case police officers we have in Harris County, which is 6. That's cold cases, police officers to work these cases amongst 400, you know. So I do that first, and then I have to do my research on whoever I'm going to talk about. Like, I would have to find a name, you know, and then when I do the cold cases, they're incident numbers. You know, they have a name, but they're incident numbers. So we have to discuss you as a number.
Wow.
Until we can actually, you know, and some of them don't even have names. Like I did a case where we just got facial, people make the face. We still don't even know who she is. She has these items that was found with her, bracelets and necklaces and all this. But in the 80s, 45 was on the train track. That's 5th Ward, downtown. Come on, you know, and she was butt naked, young. So we still don't even know who she is, first of all. And then secondly, but you asked me what started me. Courtney Fisher from ABC 13, shout out to her. Okay. She has Unsolved, and they have started opening up cold cases. And then she started Kendra, Lord have mercy, I can't think of her name. She was my first one. She was my first cold case I talked about. And she's like my age. Okay. That's what did it, because in 2000 she was murdered And she'd been like 20, 21 years old at that time. And that was my age.
Yeah.
And here we are, 2022.
2021.
We still don't
22,
even know what happened to this lady, And
Wow.
then you have, you're telling us in the incident information that you have witnesses said this and people said that, but where's the follow-up?
Yeah.
And I can't call to get information because it's a cold case, so it's literally considered still open. So I can't get any information from you, even though I have called and I have tried. They won't give me nothing. So only thing I can get information on is actually closed cases. And that's where sometimes the dear sister comes in. Because a lot of those cases are closed and have been solved, but we don't know about it. We did not know that this baby girl head was found over here and her body was found over there because her mom and her stepdad killed her and chopped her. We don't know this. So let's talk about it.
Wow.
And
That's,
deep. It's deep.
that
And I
is,
have
yeah.
to literally go inside and censor because like I say, this stuff is graphic.
Yeah.
And the cases are graphic. And these people are not just being found. They're being found like mutilated. And
Yeah.
I don't care.
So now you're saying that, so as right now as we speak, and I know we're specifically right now, we're talking H-Town. You're saying that's how many cases now?
Well, only in Houston we have
Yeah,
400. But
400.
no, when I do the cold cases, I only do Houston.
Okay.
But when I do Dear Sister, I'm doing worldwide.
Okay.
Black girls, black women, black girls.
Okay. So if you're doing worldwide, do you know how many cases that is right
I
now?
have no
'cause
idea.
I'm
Oh.
assuming that's a large number.
Yes.
But I'll go back to H-Town because you said 400, but you're saying right now in H-Town to work those cases, how many officers?
5.
5 out of
Out of
400 some
400
cases.
some cases.
And I'm assuming one case alone can take you years because that's what we're sitting at now.
Yeah.
Years have passed.
Yes.
And you're talking about you're going all the way back to you're
The
saying
50s.
50s.
We have cases leading back to the 1950s.
and they still have not been able to find an answer.
No.
And even though technology has advanced
Right.
with
I was
DNA and so
thinking
forth.
DNA.
But
Yeah.
see, that's the tricky part because
Okay.
one of my cold cases I spoke on, which was the fingerprint data, they couldn't find her murderer. She died. She got murdered in December 1969. Her brother became a police officer. In 84, they misplaced all of the information for this lady's case. So here it is, 2003. 2003. Her brother became friends with at the time the police chief or whatever.
Mhm.
They opened up the case again. So they can't find anything. So out of the blue, in an archive from 1984, they find this lone fingerprint. This fingerprint just so happened to match a fingerprint that's on the hood of the lady's car, which had been sitting outside for like a week. So all of a sudden, here's the killer. And they arrested the man. And then when you look for the man's information, James Williams, you have nothing on him except that case.
That case.
Where
Wow.
he come from, what school he went to, what his mama name, none of that. Because to me, it's like, let's get rid of this case. And that police officer and that latent examiner won an award for this.
Won an award for
finding this killer.
Okay.
They won a latent print award they do every year for finding the killer that I'm not even convinced is the killer. Because it's like, how do you find a lone palm print? Just this. And then you match it on the hood of a car that's been sitting out. And all of a sudden, this is the guy who did it. And this man lived in Oklahoma. So they're like, when we knocked on the door 34 years later, he's all shocked and surprised. Of course.
Yeah.
It was 34 years ago.
Yeah.
And
Well, a lot of people do them crime of passions and stuff, and they think they just got away with it.
I'm thinking that could have been the case because she was young, school teacher. She was married,
Okay.
white lady. You know what I'm saying? But you're going to put it off on a black man. But who's to say the husband or somebody else had nothing to do with this? You
Right.
know,
There's history of that. We got receipts about that.
we got
So,
Yeah.
stories.
We're not knocking. It's just the way things are. Yeah.
Yeah.
And out of those 400 that you spoke of, do you know the percentage as far as who's African American, who's not?
I don't. No, but I can't find that out. But I will say it's hard to work those cases now because we have so many homicides happening every day.
Yeah.
So we're taking away those resources. We're taking away those people to work these senseless crimes that we have going on daily.
Wow. That's something else.
It's left up to the family to push
Yeah.
it and keep,
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you ain't got no family
Yeah.
to be looking for you or to push it, you're just going to go way to the wayside.
My
Yeah.
goodness.
And now, has there ever been a push within the community to have or to hire more officers for these cases, or
Nope.
just that's the way?
Nope.
Wow.
No, right now the only
Yeah.
person that has started bringing light is Courtney Fisher from channel ABC 13. And then I do my shows whenever I do them, but she's the only person that's bringing light to this epidemic.
Wow, that's crazy to me.
And it's ridiculous. Like the police officers want to be police officers because they want to go out and arrest. They don't want to sit down and do actual detective investigative work, and that's what part of the job is.
Wow, that's something. Now, the thing I'm just sitting here kind of. It's going through my head what you just said is that really starting to get to me about 6 officers only being able to handle so many cases, and that's just now. There are going to be more cases that pop up because I know over the years we're going back to the 50s, but let's be real, just to me, and I could be 100% wrong, but it feels like to me just now within the past 2 to 3 years, America itself has really started paying attention to the human traffic side of it. So these things could have happened back then as well, and so forth and so on, and so. That's what I want. How many of these cases, is there anything that ties to human trafficking?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There's one case that I didn't do yet. I wrote it up, but the little girl came up missing out of her bed. Somebody seen her walking and meeting with somebody, but we still don't know where she is. This was in like 1999. So some of these girls have led up, and some of these ladies have been led to situations where they have been kidnapped.
Wow, and that's amazing, and because that's one thing I want to touch on. So do you really get on that side too, as far as the human trafficking too? Is that a part of your investigation? Okay,
no, but I mean not.
Okay,
unless it leads there.
Yes,
yeah.
Okay.
Like I say, I just go and I find a name.
Okay,
and I just do my research on that name, and then if it leads me there, then yeah.
Okay, so when you're talking about the Foxxx Files and when you're talking about cold cases and unsolved, now is that strictly just murders we're speaking of, or are we speaking of missing as well? Missing kids, okay.
Missing women,
okay,
kids, yeah.
So how if you got the statistic, how many of those right now are of missing, like just straight up just missing and have no clue where the first place to look? I would give it like
35%.
35% of that. 35%
wow. 35% of that is missing.
Wow.
That no one has a clue of. We just know that this person is missing.
Okay.
It's a possibility they could be dead, but it's a possibility they could still be alive.
Right. Until you find that body or DNA
or anything.
Yeah.
Because we have a lady now, Aisha Degree. She's missing.
Okay.
And they assumed when they found the bones of another little girl that she was Aisha, but it was another little girl. So we're still wondering, where is Aisha?
Yeah.
Where is she? She should be in her 20s and 30s now. So, and then there was a group of 4 kids, three siblings, and one little boy that spent the night. We can't find them. The daddy is accused of killing the mama, taking off with the kids. Still don't know where they are. So he could have trafficked them. We don't know because these are old cases, 70s.
Wow.
These old cases. But see, back then, no one considered human trafficking.
Right.
No one ever thought about that. But that was real back then. So there's no telling. These people might not even know they are who they are.
Probably so. Yeah. When you get kidnapped at such a young age, your identity is confused and mixed as it is. And then you're going to believe what you were told.
Because it's going to be drilled into you.
Right. And that's your condition.
That's your history.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So as you're doing this work, I maybe a difficult question, but as you're doing this, because you're going through all these files, I'm quite sure you see some things that I wouldn't want to see because I know my heart ain't that strong to see stuff like that, especially, because I'll get to thinking about my own kid and I go left, But what would you find is your most challenging as you do this work?
The photos.
Okay.
The photos and in the story. Like when you find out the reason why this person is killed, or missing, then those are you're the mama. How could you not protect your daughter or protect your child or you're grown? You know what I'm saying? So it's the pictures and then the story behind it, the backstory, because a lot of these kids come up like this because of parents poorly maintaining them. So,
And that's unfortunate too, because you got so many folks. I think I saw a story today. Matter of fact, and I can't remember the little kid's name, but God rest his soul. He was just murdered by his father recently, and the mother was kind of involved too. But I guess the father strangled him, and the story, the headline was that I guess someone close to where they were at the time can hear the little boy apologizing. and saying he was sorry
Oh,
before his dad murdered him. So now he's killed, and they buried him. I guess, and they found him buried, I guess, under a table, and they put a cooler to cover it up right there as well. But his clothes were hanging in the trees, so it's kind of like that was weird. But not only that, before he got to this moment to where his life was taken by his father, he had just survived cancer.
jeez.
Oh,
You know,
See what I mean? The
baby.
backstory.
Yeah, the backs exactly.
The
So you get
backstory.
those back. You wonder what is going on
Mhm.
at the homes and this and,
And
that.
they
You know,
find children and people in freezers and stuff where they done
Mhm.
killed
Yeah.
them and put them in freezers, and you don't find them for 10, 15 years later. It's just,
We
It
had a
is.
you
case.
got to have a crazy mind to even keep functioning, and
Yes.
you got
Yeah.
a dead body in your freezer.
The lady, the lady and her husband killed her son, kept him in the room, and made the other kids live with the boy while they moved out for a whole
Yeah.
year. So they're living in the house with their dead brother in the
Oh,
same. They don't have no lights, no water, no food. The neighbor, like the apartment complex, would feed the kids, but he
Yeah.
would only the oldest boy would go out. But see, the backstory, and
Yeah.
it's like, where are your fathers? You know,
Mhm.
they're with the mom.
Mhm.
Where's the dad? You know, we can always blame the parents, but you're much, the mom, but you're much as fault as too. You know, this your fault too,
Yeah.
because you could have. A lot of these kids. So
Well-
yeah, it takes me there because I have 6 kids myself,
hmm
and anything was happy,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It puts you in that mindset,
Mhm.
and too often, and we'll get back to like we started in the beginning. And I say the word too often, but at the same time, I'm like all the damn time, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to people of color, and these type of things are happening, we coming up missing. You will barely hear a peep out of anybody. We'll never cover it nationally or anything else whatsoever. The only time I see if we cover this, we get into some type of altercation with the police and our life is taken. And then they want to blast it. And then they want to dig into our background then. Like we're saying, we're talking about the story. They'll dig into our background and find everything wrong instead of everything right with us. But now you got us missing at a certain amount of time, for years, and no one even brings it up.
Nope.
But one child, blonde and blue eye, or woman, blonde and blue eye, it's immediate. CNN,
most
HNN,
you
Fox,
seen
the whole nine.
We went through
So-
that last week with the lady from Memphis.
Yeah.
the runner.
In my hometown.
Oh, cool. Okay,
They
yeah,
went
yeah.
searching for her.
Yeah,
Right,
They blasted her all
Yeah,
over. But just weeks ago, we were talking about an African American woman
Yeah.
who was
Nothing
missing,
ever.
and we still don't know where she is.
And they won't follow
They
up.
will not find
It's
her.
not that. So even we go back when the challenge is that challenging as well. I mean, because I know you being an African American woman as well, and you start seeing these stories pop up. And I know you work with all all races again, but and not saying one should be more important than the other. However, knowing that your story and what you come from, do you find it difficult sometimes when African American women are popping up and or you perceive it from your angle that it was not given enough attention?
Yes, that's what Dear Sister came in at.
Okay.
Because that is highlighting our people, our ladies, our girls, because we don't get that attention.
Yeah.
Of course, we don't have the thousands of millions of dollars to pay for advertisements on the news and pay for advertisements on the radio and buy flyers. We don't have the resources to get EquiSearch out there to come search the grounds and help us search. We don't have that.
Yeah.
So all we have is us.
Yeah.
So we are responsible for each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm responsible for you. You're responsible for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't know that something happened to you, and I know something happened to you, and not say nothing. Like I
True.
tell people, don't do it in front of me.
Yeah.
Don't you do it in front of me, because I'm
Yeah.
gonna say something because it's unnecessary, especially if you kill somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what Dear Sister came in at, because I noticed the disparity.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
this
You're
mic.
good.
The disparity of the knowledge.
Well, I'm sure while they're investigating also, you go into a neighborhood and you're looking for this child, this woman, this man, or whatever. And unfortunately, you go into a black neighborhood, there's the mentality of snitches get stitches. So don't nobody say nothing.
That's true.
And they seen who they got in the car with, this and that, and don't say nothing for 20, 30 years later. Then they want to start telling, no, baby, you got to tell it when it happened.
That's why
Yeah.
I say we're responsible for each other.
Yeah.
We are responsible. Like one of my cases I talked about with the little baby, she was 4 years old. Her head was decapitated.
Mm-hmm.
The grandfather of the guy who did this, he knew. Nobody said anything for 4 years.
You lying
He
to
finally
me.
had a come to Jesus moment
Mm.
and decided to go tell the police what he knew. But 4 years,
Yeah.
Right.
it took you 4 years to say what you knew when you could have said something at the beginning. And then we could have taken, all this could have been wrapped up. But this is a baby we're talking about,
Mhm.
that her parents did this to her.
Yeah.
So
And it makes me wonder. I know for us as a community, it makes me wonder as we go through and we navigate through this thing called life. Like we said with these videos, the more graphic they get, the more attention that we pay.
Mm-hmm.
And it's getting to the point now, every time we see a black man or a sister gunned down in the streets, we're becoming numb to it. So I wonder now that if we get into that place where we hear something or might see something, we're so numb that we don't care. It's not our issue anymore. You know what I mean? But yet, again, we're going back to if it's someone else of a different color, white woman, it's all over. And they're constantly talking about it, whether it's on social media or not. They want to find out who it was, who did this, who did that. And we, for some reason, as a community,
and
don't
the
pay enough
resources
attention
that they
after the
spend. I
fact.
mean, they
That's what I
spend
said.
tens
Yeah.
and thousands and
Money.
thousands of
Yeah.
dollars to look for this person. But it's the public police system, but they won't
Yeah.
spend that same money on us.
no, they won't. No,
And,
they won't.
and when we're talking about money, right? Because I know you mentioned the Cass that we may not have the type of resources, right? But however, these news organizations, they have the money.
They have.
They can report on exactly what they report,
Right.
and they choose to not report.
Right, 'cause
you know,
who's
and I
gonna-
know we're
Who cares?
conditioned that
They
way
already-
not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they're actually given a template.
So okay.
They
yeah.
are. That's why if you can look at ABC 11 and 2 at the same time, they're all talking about the same thing. And sometimes they're all saying the same thing.
Okay.
They have their own media. We think we're free.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
No. They control what they want us to know.
Okay.
And it's up to us to get it out there. Lavinia Johnson. Heard of her?
I haven't.
You heard of her?
Mm-hmm.
She's a soldier in the United States Army.
Okay.
Murdered in Iraq.
And
by
her
a
family paid to get
her
that.
family.
Okay.
They lied and said this girl committed suicide. Shot
Yeah.
herself in the face with an M16.
And set herself on fire.
And set
Put-
herself
Put
on
some
fire.
chlorine in her coochie.
Yeah, all that.
Wow.
All that. But Vanessa Gillian, you know her, huh?
I'm
Oh,
I
do you
don't-
understand?
Fort
Yeah.
Hood.
Do you
baby.
understand?
I saw the Fort Hood. Okay, yeah. I get it now.
Yes.
Oh no, I
So
got you.
She got all
Yeah.
the media coverage.
Yeah.
Lavinia got nothing.
Yeah.
But she was murdered by a 4-star general. And it is actually factually known who murdered her. But the only thing he was forced retired out of the military. That's all he had to do. You are forced to retire out of the Army after you do this. He was with a woman when it happened. Where is she?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what was the circumstances? How would he be able to retire? I mean, there was no charges whatsoever. But
Nothing, because the military said suicide.
Said suicide,
And that was
and
that.
that's- wow.
So when the
and then
parents
they
did their
ride.
investigation,
They went and did another autopsy. They
Everything.
checked everything.
because when she came home, the soldier told the daddy, I was told to tell you, don't open the casket. The dad like, what you mean? So the mom and daddy over here arguing with this soldier. He like, look, I'm the messenger. Don't kill me.
Yeah.
The sister opened the casket up. The first thing she said is, oh my God, they murdered my sister.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the way her face was distorted. She didn't have any teeth. Her tongue was missing. It was certain, that's what I'm saying. The public needs
Stuff
to
that
know
she
this.
couldn't
Yeah.
do to herself.
So yeah, I got that. I had the crime scene video. I mean, photos, all that. You can see how she's laid out. You can see what an M16 is that does not have her fingerprints on it. So how you shoot yourself and then clean your weapon. And then you this tall, the gun. So everything that they said didn't match. So when the family's investigator goes to the coroner and he's like, the military coroner, like, why you say this, say that? He said, well, the investigator, CID, said that this is to say suicide. So they go to CID. CID say, well, the coroner said it was suicide. So they pinning on each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
They pinning on each other.
Now say her name again, because I didn't know.
Lavina Johnson.
Lavina
you
Johnson. 'Cause
do.
I want to make sure our
This is
listeners
when
know.
it first started. The war first
It was
started.
2005.
That's what I'm saying. It's some things that they may not get to me on my side. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Just
yeah.
think about it. You know,
Yeah,
we
there's
all
pictures of her all
yeah,
over the
we all
internet.
military.
She's on one of my
Yeah.
shows.
She
Okay.
got the
Yeah.
chocolate chip uniform on, but there's
Okay.
pictures of her. If you saw a picture, you would know.
Okay.
it
I
is.
just want to make sure
It's
our
just
listeners.
we have so many,
Yeah.
and the names
many.
get
Yeah.
blurred and this
Yep.
and that. Hers just stands out because I was deployed, and so
Okay.
that was the main thing. My dad had said, make sure you come home.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
see, I went shortly after that, and it was battle buddy, battle buddy, battle buddy. It was drilled, and you better walk with somebody. But
Yeah.
that was one of the reasons why.
right.
And this
she was
happened
walking
what
by
time?
herself. This was July 19, 2005.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
it was like days before her 20th birthday. She was excited. They were getting ready to deploy back home. So her mom and dad like, how is she about to kill herself? I just talked to her.
Yeah.
But they tried to
Wow.
cover it up. So my headline is military said suicide, evidence proves murder. That's the headline.
Oh my gosh. So as of right now with that does that still now is that a closed?
It's closed because
It is
yes,
closed.
But
Okay. Okay.
He can be civilian arrested
He's a civilian now, so he can be arrested.
A civilian has to do it.
Okay.
Like the law enforcement cannot do it. A civilian has to go up to him and say, "Hey, I know you did this. This is what's going to happen," and then put their own money to try to open the case up.
Wow.
And who's going to do that?
Yeah.
Who's going to sit down and have a get this general block party to help her raise funds to get the actual situation opened up?
Yeah.
They did all they had to do. And they went high up to the president, George Bush. That's how high of a cover up this is, and it's known.
And it's still nothing.
Nothing has been done. He can be, what is it? I want to put you on a civil. What does they say? Oh, this is a citizen's arrest.
Citizen's right?
arrest.
Yeah.
He has to be a citizen's arrest. That's the only way. And they have.
So not even a local law enforcement can.
Because her case was considered a suicide.
And it happened in the.
Well, let me ask you this then. What if, in fact, let's say, and I'm just throwing it out there, maybe you know, maybe you don't know. Let's just say that there is a sworn police officer, right? And he's very much aware, or he gets information, he's very much aware that this person did what he did. Now, can he go? But he can only go under what? A citizen to do it, but
yes.
not.
He can't do it as a law
Not under the guise of under law.
Yep.
So he's got to go actually as, let's say I'm off duty,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when he has to approach him in
Or
an
he
off-duty
can
manner.
go to a district attorney
Okay.
and say, "Hey, look, I have this evidence.
Okay.
We need to really look into it." And the district attorney can choose to do something.
And that's what's funny to me because you got the information in front of you, and then
It's political, and district attorneys only want to do a case that they can win.
The way the laws are set up, though, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if we don't have the resources to attack it the way someone else would, all we have is what's left to us. And you're telling me the way the law is set up, even though it's there, the information is there, and it's obvious to us, we ain't ignorant like they want us to be. It's right there in front of us, but only someone can walk up to them and citizens arrest, and they just won't go get him anyway.
Yep, because
Wow,
her case is closed.
amazing.
And they signed off on the death certificate, suicide. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is something. So when you're dealing with these cases, because I'm assuming you have your resources to get all this information, is there anyone else that assists you, like pushing that towards, like say you got a case in your hand, and we know, of course, it's already cold, it hasn't been talked about. Are there certain cases that you have that you can use your resources and take it to a news center so they can speak on it?
I can try.
Okay.
I use my home as my where I do my shoot. And sometimes it's difficult to get a signal, and I stay by the airport.
Okay.
So my signal is not that good sometimes. So I
Okay.
don't do the shows like I need to.
Mhm.
But I know that if I was to do it,
On a constant,
then I know I know somebody will recognize it and see
Okay.
it, because I do shout out necessary people. Like I'm shouting out Courtney Fisher. Hello,
Right.
Courtney, talk to your girl.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, man, that is something. So, cases now. What is one of the biggest ones, I guess, that you're working on, like as of right now, that you can kind of spread the information, just in case someone that might be watching or listening to the show now may have some insight on, because you never know.
That's the one of the I can't remember her name right now, but the little young girl who came up missing out of her house. Like the daddy came home from work. This is in 1999. She was 9 years old. Father came home from work by 2:30. She was sleeping in her bed. Her and her brother shared a room.
Mm-hmm.
The mama get up at 5 o'clock to get her up for school the next morning. She's gone, and there's no sign of her. No one knows. There's no forced entry. Nothing. Only thing that's missing is her backpack. But this is 1999. Kids don't have devices in 1999.
No.
So how are you talking to somebody? You leaving the house. So on the highway, a passerby said they seen her, and then I guess when he got far enough down the road to do the U-turn and come back up, she was gone. And that was the last time they seen her.
Oh, wow.
And this, come on. So then, like a year or so later, they find her backpack that she took, but the items in her backpack didn't belong to her. So who are you with?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm working on now. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm working on now.
That's about scary to me.
Mhm.
It really is. I mean, you get to this point now. I mean, and I never want to be this person that's in fear, but just to send your kids outside to walk to school some days, you know what I mean?
Well, you
With
gotta
all
have
that's
a
going on.
conversation with these kids.
Yeah.
That strangers, it's stranger danger.
Stranger danger. But see, a lot of times it's daddy danger, cousin danger, uncle
Yeah.
danger, mama danger.
Yeah.
Sister danger. So
Yeah.
you can't just always just be like stranger, because you never know what's in somebody's mind
Yeah.
when they get ready to go and do something enticing. Ugh,
Wow.
it's ridiculous. But yeah, so it's time for us to police ourselves.
Most definitely.
You know, we have to police ourselves. Like if
Yeah.
my friend's child is doing something, I'm gonna talk to my friend. Like, look, I saw such and such, blase, blase. You better take care of this because it's gonna get out of line. But if he keep going, then what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know, if I see your son breaking into somebody's home, what do you expect for me to do? Am I supposed to watch him break into these people's house, call you, or I don't know the people across the street, or call the authorities? Where do you know? And that's what I'm saying. Police ourselves. You can be mad at me all day,
Oh, I'm calling.
Yeah.
but
I'm
I'm
calling
calling the
authorities.
police.
I'm
Right.
calling authorities.
because I want you to call the police if somebody's breaking into my house.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
and not
or-
only that, I mean, you're talking about somebody else's child that you're actually protecting that child because let's just say someone comes home or the police pull up, they're not guaranteed to make it out of that house, even if they just stealing orange juice out the refrigerator.
Or even
you just don't know. You know, and I hate to.
A lot of people work out the house
because
because you come
yeah.
through my front door and I'm in the house. People
Yeah.
don't realize I'm in the house. Well,
And see, that's why I say about crime. You know, crime is never a good thing, but criminals used to have integrity. You know, it was always a code. No women, no children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used to case the joint.
Yeah.
They would case the joint. You would walk. You
see
would
if they
ride-
were home or
Come
not.
on.
They don't
Not
care
now,
now.
baby. They'll kick door while everybody's in there. They don't care no more. So they don't have integrity when it comes to crime. So they're not going to have integrity when it comes to talking. Something has to be done.
Yeah.
And we lost our children when they opened up this internet. That's how I see it, because all these kids is what they focus on. I thought it was video games.
Yeah,
social
I
media.
know it's more. Yeah, social media is definitely got their attention.
Mhm.
I just refuse to let it raise mine.
Yeah.
It ain't no way.
Yeah.
You know, you can spend some
I think
time.
you
on
have
that
to have the
bad boy,
talk,
but-
you know,
Yeah.
with the children and stuff. And a lot of us just don't have to talk. I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if you're a single parent or whatever, you work all day, you come home, it's cook dinner, go to bed.
Yeah.
There's
But
not
see,
no talk.
But the reason why a lot of our girls are missing is because we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
We don't. If they're snatching them up, oh, it's a little black girl, anybody gonna care? It's a little black girl, anybody gonna care? It's a little black girl, anybody gonna care? So they keep snatching them up
Mhm.
because ain't nobody gonna care.
Right.
We're caring amongst ourselves, but we're
Yeah.
not. We can't get the public to care for all these little black girls. You shouldn't go into Walmart and see a thing of missing and just 9 of them, black girls, and you got
Right.
one white girl.
Yeah, and she gets the attention.
And she gets all the attention
Yeah.
because she got her own little section right here,
Mhm.
but everybody else is jumbled together. So that's why I wanted to bring attention. I have 3 daughters, and I have like 3, 4 nieces. I have black girls in my family,
Yeah.
and I want them. I'm a black girl.
Yeah.
My mama's a black girl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want her. So yeah, that's what it is. We don't bring attention. And my brother actually, he's an FBI agent, and he does work with child abduction cases and stuff like that. So
Okay.
hats out to him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's for real.
Yeah, and it's again we're sitting there talking about it, but I still, as we keep going over these statistics or what have you, it still gets to me how amazing it is that we can speak as loud as we want, but
Yell up in the mouth.
again, because where we live at and the way this country is conditioned to think about us, it doesn't move them left or right. It just doesn't, and that's very, very concerning. No matter how, and then the louder we shout, now we're being rude.
Yeah, we're being
Angry black
we're
women.
being, we're
black
being
women.
angry, and it's all these things. So, like you said, if we already know this, if we already know the presentation as they see it is, us being all upset and angry, then again, police ourselves.
Police ourselves.
Let's make sure we take care of one another. And when someone reaches out and that's another thing about it. And I'm not knocking anybody. I know it's hard because we all got our own lives we got to live. But a lot of times when you see, again, we're going back to the social media thing, and people are reaching out for your help, or maybe even for a little small donation so you can assist us with resources. People keep scrolling when it deals with us. Again, it's the conditioning thing. Sometimes we do it to ourselves. We are conditioning ourselves and not even think about it.
Right.
We're so numb to it, and it just saddens me.
Or
Yeah.
skeptical.
Or
'Cause it's
skeptical. There you go.
Because a lot of times people
there
ain't
you
doing
go.
it for the right
There you
reason.
go.
Most definitely.
So sometimes, like, man, I'm not going to give to the cause, and the cause might be the cause.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give to the cause because last time I gave to the cause, that man took my money.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a scary situation.
Yeah.
So I mean, the only thing that we can do is get community services involved.
Yeah.
And try to find recreational things for kids to do. These kids have nothing to do, especially in Houston. I mean, when I came up, we had Astroworld, we had Waterworld, we had things to do.
Yeah.
YMCAs, we had things to do. Elementary schools had basketball teams. They had cheerleaders. They don't do that no more.
Well, now you got to pay for these stuff.
You got to pay for all
Yeah.
this stuff. So Yeah, and they took all of the trade out of low income schools. I'll say that because when I was in school in the 90s, we had auto mechanic, we had wood shop, we had what is it? Cosmetology,
Mhm.
electrician,
Home ec, the whole nine. Yeah.
They teach you how to be a productive member of society. They
Mhm.
even, like I said, if you want to be a housewife, they gonna show you how to sew, show you how to cook, show you
Home
how to clean.
economics, 4-H.
Come on now.
Garden. All that.
You
yeah.
want to be a photographer? They had
It's the
film
funding.
classes.
Yeah.
And not no, it was they pushed institutions.
Yeah.
They pushed college.
Mhm.
College. You don't need a trade. You need to go to college.
Yeah.
College. Get these
Mm.
grants. Get these loans. Now we're in your debt for
Mm.
thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars for my master's degree, and I work at Walmart.
Well,
Yeah.
you got to, because guess what? You got to have that degree, plus you got to have experience. Well,
Yeah.
how was I supposed to have experience when I was in school
Trying to
getting this degree?
It's
So-
all the setup. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all a setup.
That's what that is.
And then
that's-
especially when you can get the other people to pay for
Mhm.
degrees and to pay. You say my daughter's on a rowing team, so
Yeah.
she can go into Harvard. She don't even know what rowing means,
Mhm.
but you can pay for this. So it's a joke.
Yeah.
To me, it's a pure joke.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm gonna go back to our skepticism thing, because
Mhm.
and let me make sure I put a disclaimer out there, because I know it's for folks that don't look like us that are watching. And much respect to everyone. You know, I'm not a hater on anybody whatsoever. But I want to go back to this because I can see this, because I experienced it sometimes. And we're going back to the social media piece as we see stuff. I told you we're becoming numb, right? And we'll get to this point to where something is posted about a little black girl, a black woman who's been missing this. And we might read the story, we might catch the caption, but we move on and we're numb. And because of, again, back to those resources, back to the news who make sure they put their money in the right spots to find who they call the right person.
Mhm.
We'll see that. And again, I'm being careful how I say this, but I'll watch how the emotions, because again, it's conditioning, flips. And we ourselves will fall into that, oh, it's so sad. Look what happened to her. And we forgot that yesterday, like you would say,
Right.
our sister was just posted. You didn't
Mhm.
give it you didn't give it a thought whatsoever.
Not one thought.
You know what I mean? But
Well,
when-
it's knocked into your head, like the woman from Memphis. We all know about the woman from Memphis because she was
Yeah.
on every news channel.
Yeah.
It was over and over. She's a heiress to some company
Yeah,
or
so
something.
yeah, she got money.
Right. She's a school teacher.
Yeah.
And so we know everything about this woman.
Mm-hmm.
I seen her husband crying on TV. I about to cry for him too, because I
Yeah.
wanted her back too. Because you got empathy. You see her everywhere, and you're like, my God, help find her.
Mm-hmm.
But we would have that same if we could get our babies on, or our sisters and brothers on the news.
But then when you look at the news, a lot of the news anchors are diverse.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they can't
Right.
even discuss their own people because
True.
I have to talk about this.
Yeah.
So a
True,
lot of
yeah.
our anchors are diverse.
And I'm gonna go to that too, because that's starting to get on my nerves. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I mean, when we start looking at the news, most of us will look like this. I know they're in what they call prime time,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
But however, you got one that's I think is Joy Reid is at a time where I know for us in Central Standard, I'm just not getting home. So I'm barely going to see that because I'm trying to get settled. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then by the time I think who Don Lemon, now they moved him to morning, so I don't know who they put in this spot. By the time he come home, it's already towards the end of the day, and I'm about to go to sleep anyway. So
Anyway.
what they think they might be doing us a favor, they won't. I would love, and so I'm kind of glad about the morning piece. And I'm not a big Don Lemon fan, just gonna be honest. But however, representation in the morning when I wake up, because most folks watch TV before they go to work in the morning to get that feed or what. Okay, what's going on today? What I need to be aware of? Who trying to come over here? Anybody launching any damn missiles? What's going on?
What Donald Trump doing?
Right. Well, yeah, you know what I mean? I want to see someone who can speak to me because, again, I'm not trying to be ugly and not a piece of my body is racist whatsoever. However, I do want to see someone telling the story
Right.
from my eyes.
Mhm,
You know what I mean? But again, because we condition from everyone else's eye, but I want to see it told from my eyes. Someone that looks like me that's telling me the story, because then I can see how they when they talk. Because some people we can just talk all day,
mhm.
but our shoulders move a certain way, our energy goes out. You can tell they really feeling that story
Yep.
instead of being just, okay, I got to tell a story because they told me to.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to see that, and I think maybe it can get a lot more attention. And but I wonder too, like you said, they got a template or a template,
Mhm.
and I wonder how many of those newscasters want to tell the story,
But can't.
but they can't.
I'm sure it's a bunch.
It is, but I wanted to
So
also
you got to
with
have
that.
these podcasts. You got to have these small
True.
radio
We need
shows.
Right,
You
yeah.
got to have
Yeah.
these alternative methods in order to get it out.
Mhm.
Because you remember back in the day, boy, TMZ was a joke.
Yeah.
True.
They were.
Now TMZ got some real
Yeah.
news going on
Yeah.
there, but it was a
Mhm.
joke.
Yeah.
And it started as a small little,
Yeah.
in studio thing like this, and it just blew
That
up.
blew- yeah.
What's that one what's that thing Trina always watches? It's something here local in Dallas, and they always had the news before the news station.
Cheaters. Oh, you
No.
talking about something else?
Uh,
we talking about Dallas.
No, they always had the news. Trina, you on here?
Yeah.
I forget what that thing is called. And they had the news before the news station has it.
Okay.
I can't think of the name. She gonna come up here and tell me.
Okay.
Somebody on here watching in Dallas. Tell me what's that thing that and I know he's on Facebook, and they're there before the news is.
Okay. Now I wish now
I
that
think they
share
got
the-
police scanners and stuff because they are there.
Like the hood news.
Yeah. I
Now,
forgot what it's
yeah,
called, but
now-
it's something big in Dallas, and I can't think of the name to save my life right now.
Yeah. Now I would hope they start sharing the stories that we want to hear.
Yeah, that's the thing.
They
Yeah,
do.
that's-
I
Yeah,
mean,
so it is okay.
it's something
Okay.
topic. Hot the topic. I forgot what it's called. It's something the topic. I forgot
We'll
what
get
it's
it. We'll
called.
get it.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to figure out where to go next because I mean, again, this is disturbing to me. Some of the stories you've already talked about, and you talk about the pictures and so forth. I guess now let's just see. Let me ask you this question: what's the most recent case that you think that we might or may not be aware of? The most recent one within the last, I guess, year or so, or months, if you would. Is there anything brand new that they're working on right now? That's still a possibility of not going cold. I guess. Do you know of any? None right
No,
now.
not
Okay.
right now, no. No.
Gotcha.
Right now we're talking about a young lady named Trellis, but she was murdered back in 1996. Like a lot of these cases.
Okay.
are-
It's been years.
Yeah, it's been
have
years.
passed, Yeah.
Because I can't even explain why. Like when I go to the lady's website, it's Dear Sister or Black Girls. It's Our Black Girls.
Okay.
Our Black
Our
Girls.
Black Girls,
That's the
okay.
name of her Facebook. You can find. It's called Smash. Angela, she says
Yes.
Smash.
Smash.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so she speaks more on more up to date.
Okay.
But like I say, it's so many stories you can't focus because you'll be reading her, and then while you're reading her, your eyes go here because this is flashing, and you be like, so you
Mhm.
click on that, and now you read that, and you see it's like so because it's so many,
Yeah.
so many,
Yeah.
so many, and I would like to know where a lot of these young girls are.
Yeah.
And if they are here, how many children have they been forced to
Right.
bear?
Right. That. Oh, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah. And
they're-
who are they? What are they? I mean, do they still have a chance to actually live a normal life?
Yeah.
You know, that's. And you said you've been doing this how long again? This
Foxxx Fylez, over a year. It's
over
been
a year.
over a year.
So within this year that you've been doing this, has any one of the cases that you've actually seen or came across you been closed or solved?
Nothing.
None yet. Wow.
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. And
Wow.
I even do updates. Like if I do a cold case, I'll do an update.
Okay.
And then, but see, my cold cases are not just women; they're men as well.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
whoever,
yeah.
if you're a cold case,
And this is across the spectrum. We're talking about black, white.
it doesn't matter.
it doesn't
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, I'm working on my next one. Is we call him like a Arabian guy. He owned a corner store.
Okay.
And was murdered back Christmas the night of '89. So I don't choose. Only time I am particular
Mhm.
is Dear Sister,
Okay.
because I'm talking to my sisters. This is my sister.
Yeah.
A letter to let you know that you are not forgotten. Whether
Yeah.
you're dead or whether you are missing, we let you. Whether you were raped, and we want you to know that we didn't forget anything that happened to you. We love you and we
Mhm.
embrace you. So
Yeah.
that's the only way. That's the only time I'm particular on my stories. But when it comes to the cold cases, I'm talking about anybody
anything.
because
Okay.
you remember you was at the corner store. You were backing
Yeah.
out the corner store 15, 16 years ago. You can remember a car light or you know what, I did see such and such and running,
Mhm.
something. Somebody, so yeah. We have to put those souls to rest. Because
Yeah.
they're not at rest. They're not at rest.
Yeah. Now I got to ask you too. Now, when you're doing this type of work, what is the families the families of these victims? What is their response to you? Has any of them reached out to you, anything
Nothing.
like that?
Nothing.
None yet.
Nope, not
Oh,
one.
wow.
Not one.
Wow.
Not even my cold cases. And I'm like, exactly. Wow.
Mm.
Nobody. Somebody.
Now, have you actually tried to reach out to any of
I
them
did.
for assistance
I can't
or
even. I
questions?
don't. I guess I have to have certain credentials in order to
Okay.
get into your phone numbers and all
Yeah.
that stuff, email addresses. I can just look up the names and find out if he had kids or not, and if I can't, but I guess you got to pay for that stuff, and I don't have the resources to pay for investigative tools.
But you know, that's a tricky thing too, because you're doing cold cases that are 20 and 30 years old. Do you want to contact somebody 20, 30? Because, you know, once I heal and have that wound closed, I don't know if I want to keep bringing it up.
Well, I put you like this. I hear you, right? And I do. But put yourself in those shoes as a parent. Yeah. Could you close that wound when your child's been gone?
I don't know if I want to keep bringing it up. I don't know after 20 years I want to bring it up when I've healed from that. You know what I'm saying?
That's just me. I don't know. I haven't been that on one experience, but I cannot imagine myself healing.
I don't see healing if
with
it's
my child.
But you have moved on. You know what I'm saying? You got some kind of closure in your head, and then to bring it up, and then the pictures and all that. That's just too much.
That's the thing that I'm saying. That's
making it come alive again.
Yeah. But that won't be until like a trial situation. But if you're sitting back home, and the police call you 20 years later and say, hey, you know, we finally got a hit.
That I want to be interested in. But to be contacted because you're doing a show or something about it, no, I don't want to be contacted for that, to bring that up.
And I can understand that. But on the other flip side, I would love that. And I would say that because myself, you know, because I can't, if I'm that parent, right, and I'm putting myself in a parent's position, I won't be able to get behind the camera and just tell you something, right? But if you are taking the time out of your day, right, and you want to explain my case, and some folks, again, like you guys told me a name earlier, I've never heard of. Yeah. But if you want to put my child's name out there
and let's get this
on
solved.
your YouTube or whatever, even if it never, but you at least put it, right? You're actually, like you said, you are not forgotten. So I may be moving on, but however, if someone wants to put it out there so they know that my child never gets forgotten, someone ain't never had any deals with them whatsoever, but they taking the time to do it, I can respect that. Yeah. So it kind of, I mean, for me, it's kind of,
I can see both
I'm
ways,
just kind of like,
if
you call somebody, hey, look, I'm just want to let you know I'm going to talk about your son, your daughter, whatever. Just put this out there. I do a little.
Because it may bring up old trauma, and I'm sure, you know, with these cases too, where you've had people call and give you dead leads and everything is a little hope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, but and when let me ask you this then. So when you reach out to these parents, what is it that you say, or is it you're requesting things from, or you letting them know?
Well, I will let them know
my
that
name, and this is what I plan on doing with this information.
So if you do, get wind of it, it won't be a total shock.
Okay, so you're letting them know exactly what it is you plan on doing, and still,
I'm not asking for no leading, no follow up questions, no leading information. Now, if you have anything you want to, I will take it. But I'm not going to ask for it because, like you said, you don't want to keep bringing this up, especially if it's not going anywhere. But if I appreciate you for letting me know that, you're going to be talking about this situation.
Right. Just let me know. In case somebody heard it on the radio and they say, hey, they was talking about baby girl on the TV.
Real talk.
Yeah.
And it's funny, again, because we can see, as we're talking, we are talking about, okay, our community, right? And we may talk about other communities as well, but sometimes that information can come from a different community. Somebody else might have been there, and they look, ooh, I'm staying out of there because they ain't got nothing to do with me. You understand what I'm saying? So when you say that and you're reaching out to folks, you never know who is listening or who is watching, and they may say, you know what? And they conscience might kick in, like, let me go ahead and give them this. It may be small, to you, but big to someone else.
Yeah, buddy.
That small little clue or whatever can help someone's case move forward and go. I know. I don't know. I just
that's the real, because it can. You never know. That's what I said. You never know. You can be sitting in your car one day and just have a flashback and say, "God, dog it, I remember."
Yeah.
And then you don't even know who to contact because you don't even know if anybody even cares
anymore. So, or it's all done already.
So now here I am sitting on what I remember 6 years ago. 6 years later, I'm still sitting on what I remembered, and I'm still not telling nobody because, hell, who cares?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. No, so we have to care.
Yeah.
And then let it be known that we care. We can't just be like, oh, we have to let it be known. So we do need rallies. I mean, every little city, we have local artists. You know what I'm saying? We can do voters registration rallies and also informative rallies. You know what I'm saying? We can do concerts where you can hand out pamphlets of certain resources that you can go to if you need any kind of help, suicidal help, or we need to start block parties. We have to have ways to engage us our way. We can't engage us their way. We got to engage us our way. We don't need seminars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit on a seminar, I promise you. I'm not sitting in no seminar. I guarantee that. I'm
Yeah.
going to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
4 or 5 times. But I will come to the block party and I will be engaged in the speaker. We get so this is the type
That's
of
a good
things that we
idea.
need
It
to
is.
start doing so we can bring awareness to all of our missing kids and women and men. Because men too, they're missing too.
Right. They are.
yeah.
Yeah.
They are missing too.
Yeah. So I love a little bit of everybody. So, all right. So before we move on, it's been a great conversation. I know we can talk about this all day because I already got a little mad because somebody responded to you, but I'm gonna keep it there. This is me because I'd be like, at least give you thank you for at least you trying. You know what I mean? But my last question before we move on and get into our red zone topic of the day. Normally I do I'm so old school with it. Today I'm going to do a red zone topic, which means I'm about to piss somebody off, and that's just fine by me. But lastly, I want to ask you. Maybe a follow-up after this, but a lot of folks get into things, right? And they do stuff, and they do it for a substantial amount of time, and they may not get the results that they're looking for, and they decide to just, all right, I'm done, I'm letting it go. So I'm going to ask you, Cass, how far do you see yourself taking this?
Oh, I'm going to be on, I want my own show.
Okay.
Yeah, eventually I want to come out of my garage
Mhm.
and into a space of, that is more comfortable, and then moving forward so I can at least have parents of victims, and I can have victims of rapes. You know what I'm saying? I want so I can have a forum of my own.
Okay.
So that's why I see myself having my own platform to be able to discuss the hard, not hot topics.
Yeah.
I like discussing hard topics,
Yeah.
complicated topics to where we're gonna be crying at the end of the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to fix your life, but I am trying to fix a situation.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
got you. So, and when it comes to, can you actually visualize and see yourself in a space where one of the many cases you discussed and you put out there comes to light and it's actually cold, solved, I guess.
That's the goal.
Can you visualize what that moment would be like?
Yes, crying tears, excitement, and embracing it. Like, thank you, Cass, because had you not opened this up, just because I started talking about it, so now people are starting to get, and then after that, then we're going to get to the next one and the next one. I don't want it to stop.
Yeah.
I want everybody to see what I'm doing. I want people to do what I'm doing. I don't want to be the only one talking about this. I want somebody else to say, this is interesting. She doing it her way. Let me do it my way. But we're still getting the word out.
Right.
Because I can't do it alone. Now, we have a lot of true crime podcasts. But the true crime podcasts are, you get a music in the background and somebody such and such did this and on a night is no, we don't want that. We want
I actually I don't know this chick's name. Oh my God, this white chick that puts on her makeup and she tells the stories.
I like her too.
Kaylee.
Yes,
I don't know what it is.
She tells stories about, but she just you take the focus off the story because we're looking at you like. How she do that? How she blend that in?
It.
I've seen
she
it.
puts on makeup and she's telling the story, but I like it.
They have one girl on Facebook. She's it's Hey Girl, Let's Talk Crime. That's the name of her thing. She Hey Girl, Let's Talk Crime, and then she'll talk about stories, but she talks about recent stories.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's on everybody. Does not just murders, and she's like thefts and stuff like that. Whatever crime is, but she's pretty good too. But she has that thing in the background.
Okay.
That's how you see the images in the background.
Okay.
My images are front screen. You can see
what everything.
Yeah.
And and again too. I know that I knew it was gonna be a follow up on your show too. So you give, and while you're telling the story, you're giving your information. So you're putting the evidence out there.
Everything.
You folks can see. Okay.
Visual. I'm all about optics.
Okay. That's what's up.
Love optics. I don't want you to be like I say, just sitting and listening. If I'm telling you about statistics, I'm gonna show you my statistics.
Okay.
If I'm showing you DNA, if I'm talking about DNA, I'm gonna show you a DNA lab.
Yeah.
Or DNA flakes or whatever. If I'm gonna and then when I talk about my cold cases, of course I'm showing the picture of because usually with the cold cases I only have one image.
Okay.
And that's the image that's on the incident report. But when I get to Dear Sisters, that's when I can dive in and have picture, so.
Yeah. Man, that's what's up. I got to give you your props on that, Cass. I really do because I'm listening to you. I know I'm asking questions the way you're answering this. I came up with this thing in my head. I'm thinking about it that a lot of folks get into whatever they want to get into, right? And not that I'm knocking or hating on anybody, but they get it for a certain amount of attention, right? rarely do you see people go and do what you do just for the awareness part of it. Right, you already said you've reached out to the parents and loved ones, and they haven't even responded, but yet you still do what you want to do because it's coming from your heart, your soul, and I can hope and pray that whatever you keep doing, there's at least one. Somebody. All it takes is one.
Somebody.
So, all it takes is one to come forward and solve one of those cases, and I think that's a beautiful thing that you are doing this, and again, without someone asking you to.
Yeah, on my own.
None of these parents, none of these little ones asked you to do it. You took it upon yourself to do it, and even if they ain't giving you the response, I ain't saying they need to give you all the attention.
No,
but responding, you're still gonna do it anyway.
Or acknowledgement. Acknowledge that somebody is trying to heal your family. Like, we need to heal. Your family has not healed yet because and then some families brush it under the rug. It's like, don't even talk about it. We won't even talk about it. We don't even talk about it. We won't even talk about it. Why not?
Yeah.
Because they had something to do with it.
True.
And they don't want
or they know who did it and don't want to bring it up. You know how it is.
That is something. All right, so fam, it's been a wonderful conversation here. Real quick before we move on to our next topic, Cass, please let everybody know real quick where they can follow you, and we'll do it again before we log off for the day.
All right. Well, Foxxx Fylez Cold and Unsolved can be found on my YouTube channel. Foxxx Fylez is FOXXX. Foxxx Fylez, FYLEZ, Cold and Unsolved. That's where I can be found, YouTube. And then DeCassalyn Sanford at Facebook and Instagram. That's it. Gotcha.
Now, I've got it on my social media, fam. If you follow me, you've already seen. We can just click on and follow her. She's also tagged in this if you're watching us live on Facebook.
And go check out the shows. I got some shows on there. Go check them out. And you never know. It might move you to actually do something,
right?
Or know, you know what I'm saying? So just go check out the shows.
Yeah,
and you'll see what we're talking about.
Ain't gonna kill nobody doing that. I'll tell you that.
Right. It ain't. No, it's not. Yeah. You really not.
Yeah.
You really not.
Just put forth that effort. Yeah. I'm telling you. I just want to give a real quick shout out before we move on. I got to give a shout out to my homegirl named Melissa Bradford. She hit me up yesterday. And kind of on the same topic, they got a 5th annual Hope and Pearls Gala here in Dallas, Texas. It's going down on January 21st, 2023, and it's going to be 6:30 to 11 p.m. at the Renaissance in Dallas. And this is basically a fight against human trafficking. That's what this is all about, and it's called Hope Pearl. So make sure y'all look. I've already posted it on my Instagram and on my Facebook. Again, sorry to say, didn't get a whole lot of attention. Hopefully gets it now. I will repost it again because if you want to be involved in something like this, you want to assist in helping getting the attention, getting the word out there when it comes to our own little black girls, black women, black men, black boys, whoever. Now, I'm not saying just dismiss anyone else. I'm for the subject of this topic, for this show, I want to focus on that because we don't get enough attention. I think that we most definitely deserve. So make sure you log on and check that out. Again, that's Hope Pearls, and it's going down Saturday, January 21st, 6:30 to 11 p.m. at the Renaissance Dallas Hotel. They have a website. Let me get that real quick so I can give it to you because they have an option too for you to go ahead and actually not only look into the information but donate. And that website is going to be www.igtbok. Which, again, that's www.igtbok.org. And that stands for the IGTBOK stands for It's Going to Be Okay. All right. So make sure y'all log on to that website. It gives you an option to donate. And, of course, it also gives you the option to buy your ticket so that you can attend. They got some great speakers. One of the founders, who's also not just a founder, she is a survivor. Okay. Her name is Tanya Stafford Manning. So I think that'd be wonderful to listen to her story at least and find out how she got through, and the fact that she's sitting on stage talking to her homeboy people about this. That means she done came a long way. Yeah, okay, so y'all make sure y'all check that out for me, please. Again, I don't know who's online, who's listening, but I think it'll be a wonderful thing to look into that, and we can get that word out. Okay.
Texas is one of the largest hubs. Houston is the 3rd biggest human trafficking hub. So Texas, we need this.
Yeah.
So I'm coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Hey,
so
there we go. We got one.
I'll be there.
Definitely. All right, fam. What we're gonna do right now? We're gonna go ahead and move on to our topic of the day, which is the red zone topic of the day. And again, I think I'm gonna make y'all a little bit upset, but that's all right. That's what I love doing sometimes. And it goes along with our theme right now a little bit, kind of a little bit off. But today's topic in the red zone is gonna be When They See Us. Y'all know the Ava DuVernay documentary and all that. Okay, so When They See Us is going to be the red zone topic. Okay, y'all ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Spider-Man, hit me up.
Listen.
Yo,
We have officially entered the zone.
coming out your stereo.
Red Zone.
All right, family, it's your man Redboi. It's the Redboi Radio Show, content and conversations for the culture mixed with classics. And right about now, family, it's time to get into my Red Zone topic of today. Today's topic is going to be when they see us. All right, so let me break this down for you. Now, of course, if you've been listening to the show this whole time, we have definitely been discussing how it comes to our little girls, men, boys, all the whole nine about when it comes to human trafficking, those who are missing and attention that we get or do not get or receive when we know it's very important for us to go out and find the missing. We get it everywhere else. All the other, I won't say all the other, but the white races get their attention. The minorities, we don't get nothing. What have you. So that's part of this conversation when it comes to when they see us. But what I want to get more into when I talk about when they see us, I got to have a conversation about this stupid uproar there is about my girl, Miss Halle Bailey. And for those of you who don't know, not Halle Berry, Halle Bailey. Okay, if you don't know the whole social media and those who,
it took me a second.
Yeah,
I was like,
those that are, and again, I gotta always throw the disclaimer out because I know some of y'all are watching. So when I speak and I say white folks, it's not everybody. It's those who claim this white supremacy thing that you all talk about, who think that you are better than someone else because of the color of your skin. I'm talking to you. So as we're talking, if you get offended, maybe it is you. If you don't get offended, then you actually listen to me and hearing what I'm saying. So now the whole thing is in an uproar because of the fact that she's going to be the Little Mermaid. Now, the trailer came out a couple weeks ago, and I mean, they done literally lost their mind.
From a trailer.
From a trailer. And
but they do that with all the movies and
yeah,
stuff.
but it's a cartoon. It is fictional, and mermaids do not exist. But however, you got folks on talk shows, podcasts, conservatives saying that, and actually breaking it down scientifically of what a mermaid should look like, had a mermaid existed, that she should be translucent,
Shut up.
everything else and all, and then so this is just totally, they way off their rocker because it shouldn't be her because of her skin tone. Now, as bad as this may sound from a joking standpoint, because it's the first meme I seen, and I thought about
How
it.
many people?
All the folks you threw over the boat in the water on our way over here,
Oops.
and you surprised that the Little Mermaid is black.
Ouch.
That's
Wait
one.
a minute.
That's
Even
one.
if you watch the original cartoon, you know that little crab was Jamaican.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not brought up though, right?
No.
That little crab
And you
Yeah.
was
seen all the
Jamaican.
mermaid ladies that was
Yeah.
loving on the daddy.
Right.
There's a lot of mermaid ladies loving on the
Yeah,
daddy.
so it gets to me when you see us, why is it that it pisses you off so much when we want our own representation?
Because
Yeah.
we weren't even allowed to say anything when Cleopatra was white.
Oh,
and that's
yeah.
why I'm getting ready to go.
Oh.
And that's why I'm getting ready to go. Let's just say this first. Every movie that I've seen, when we were little kids coming up,
Charlton
every
Heston.
time they did a movie about Jesus, he was white.
Yeah.
And the Bible say nothing such, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know Charlton Heston, like you said, as Moses.
Mm-hmm.
We know Cleopatra. All right, Liz Taylor.
Mhm.
We didn't bat an eye. All right, let alone.
We wouldn't go up uproar. Well, there wasn't social media back then, so
Well, but it was news.
It was new.
yeah.
It was, and we still watched it. And again, here's again conditioning. Every time it came on, we sat down and we
And
watched
social
it.
media, you
We
know,
watched
back in the day, news was news without opinions. It was the factual, actual, whatever.
Well,
now the
I will-
news
I will
is
challenge you on that.
opinions.
I will challenge you. on
Okay,
that.
what you got?
We right now assume that's what it was. I think if you start doing the research and look backwards, you realize that's what they were doing. They were conditioning you.
Mhm.
They were giving you their opinion, and we had no idea. So we fell for it because that's all we seen on TV. See, it wasn't
Well-
until the early 90s where we started seeing ourselves, i.e. Bill Cosby, Martin, Living Color, and so forth, and when we start realizing, dang, we can do that too. Because again, when we were coming up, because of the condition that we had, if I'm walking around as a little kid and my mama say, hey, what you want to be when you grow up? I say football.
Mm-hmm.
I might say basketball. I'm sports. Doctor? Lawyer? Hell no. Because that's not what we were conditioned to think until Bill Cosby showed up. And that's when we were actually doing it. And then again, then you look back into late 2000s when Obama got elected. Well, damn, mama, I could be president now.
Well, no,
'cause
I'm
you would
talking
never utter
about
those
just the
words.
actual factual news, like Fox News. You
Yeah.
can't hear about the Ukraine situation or any of that without it being greatly opinionated. Where back in the day, we were growing up in the 80s and stuff, it was the house burnt down over here to the right, and you
Well,
know, it was a
local
four
news,
blaze
yeah.
fire.
Local news,
But
yeah.
now,
Local news might have been that way, yeah.
or world news, but you
Yeah.
know, they didn't give their opinion on it.
But they did though, because I'm gonna tell
I
you
didn't
right now.
I didn't get it
Before we knew,
because I watch
just
World News.
being real. Before, and I'm
Okay.
gonna repeat this since you said that.
Okay.
But before I even knew, right?
Uh-huh.
I thought because the conditioning, right, and that's what I grew up on in the early '80s, that Ronald Reagan was a great man.
Mhm.
I'm not saying he's a bad man, but once I heard him calling us monkeys,
I'm supposed
see,
to think.
but I wasn't.
didn't grow up thinking he was a great man. I mean,
Well, but that was a president.
I
You
had
understand what I'm saying?
family
When all you
members
know
that
is the
grew up.
president. Yeah,
I
it's the
had family
president.
members
Yeah.
that grew up in that day, and they used to make fun. What this
Yeah.
actor doing as the president?
Yeah.
So he was a joke in our household.
And okay, yeah, but mine when you say, okay, that's the president. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
no, he was
cool,
a joke.
and that was it. It was never about the background. That he actually thought of us as monkeys.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't know nothing
That's-
about that.
You know, and a lot of us
But,
praise
yeah.
Nancy for the just say no. But when in fact they were allowing a lot of that stuff to come in and even put us in that position.
Yeah.
We didn't know at the time.
Oh.
But again, because they conditioned us to feel that
Well,
way.
see,
We
I
didn't
was
have
laughing
enough.
at it.
And we're talking about representation on TV to tell us the truth. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. 'Cause,
It was their opinion and their opinion alone.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying? That's what that's just mine. That's
Yeah,
how
I
I
got
view it
you.
now. Because as older we get, we start seeing stuff where they make it a punchline now when they talk
But
about we woke.
I can't watch.
Yeah, that's
you
a
know, you
punchline.
can't watch
yeah,
Fox
yeah.
News without something. And they're just greatly talking about. They done forgot about the whole story, and they're going
Yeah.
on their opinion on the take of it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me go somewhere else.
And I'll give you another example. I'm looking. I hope I got this name right. They're on right now called Lenny Williams. He's on the YouTube, Leyni. So I hope I got that right. And they're saying we didn't speak up back then. Is that back then due to the times? Now we are, as more of us are in the public eye, holding more political positions, and that's what I just said. Now that we have more representation, now we have more information. Because then all it was their opinion. So we might feel like there was none, but it was technically because that's what they were giving us, and they were conditioned us to feel. Yeah,
Taking it back to skepticism, because here you
Yeah.
got Clarence Thomas. We was everybody. Oh, he's a but then you got we find out about his wife.
Yeah.
Now how she influences his
daily
judgment.
decisions, right? Yeah.
So
yeah.
He was messing. I mean, jacking with Condoleezza, didn't he?
What's his name?
Years ago.
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, Clarence. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
No, I
not
mean,
Condoleezza,
another lady.
harassing her.
Anita
It was
Hill.
another lady.
Anita Hill.
Yeah,
Anita
Anita
Hill.
Hill
Yeah.
harassing her.
But that was
Yeah.
way
I ain't
back
never
in
liked
the
him.
80s.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't never liked him.
But he was our forefront. You know, he was
At the time.
Let's give him one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they can shut them up. Let's give him one.
Yeah.
And they gave us Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
And as soon as we get Clarence Thomas, we got Anita Hill. Like, wait a minute, hold on a second. This guy
Now
here,
let's pull
back.
this is the type of guy he is. Are you sure you want this? And then now today, we got his wife, who is Caucasian.
And even when it came out, we didn't believe everything Anita Hill was saying. It took us a while.
And still to this day, he's
'Cause
like,
it's
Anita, are you,
conditioned.
for
Yeah.
real? But now you find out that his wife is dictating a lot of his judgment calls.
Judgment decision. Yeah.
And so it's still a lot of skepticism because, we do have us one up there in the Supreme Court. But
I don't consider him.
you're a puppet. Oh, yeah, I didn't either. That's what I'm saying.
I
That's what I'm
ain't
saying.
never
I
considered him.
Never. That's what I'm saying. They were like, he's our give him one.
Yeah.
So they can shut up, give him one. That's who he is. He everything they wanted to do, he was with it. So I can't say like, okay, well, we got somebody at the top, because we can have people at the top and still be against us.
Yeah. That's
You
true.
know,
What if
And
they have their
so-
own agenda?
they have their
Yeah.
own agenda.
So we're going back to this. I remember there was a time I was watching. Well, I'll get to that next with the whole Fox thing. But let's look at it this way. Us as kids, right?
Mhm.
And of course, we know where we all come up. We come from backgrounds. We wasn't that rich, as they say. You know what I mean? We wasn't. So it was a far fetched. I don't know where you come from, Angela, as far as what your dynamic was. I know for me, it was a far fetched dream for me to ever go to Disney World. And I couldn't wait for the moment I sent my child or was able to take my child
Mhm.
to Disney World, right? And I thought about this when they started arguing about the damn Little Mermaid. We save our hard-earned money so we can go to Disney, okay?
Mhm.
Right? Where the movie come from, right? Not
Mhm.
only that, I remember coming up, and every October, our little girls and little boys, but mainly the little girls, will go to Walmart, Target, whatever the hell it may be, and they will buy a Cinderella dress,
Mm-hmm.
a Snow White dress,
Mhm.
a Belle dress from Beauty and the Beast, and all these things. So, and nobody better than I. There was no uproar to see little black girls dressed up
Like Cruella
as
de Vil.
Disney princess. Exactly. Right? So now, technically, all Holly is doing is getting in costume and playing the role, but you mad. You see what I'm saying? It shows me who you really are. Because it's fiction anyway, but you're getting mad about that, but you didn't say nothing about it when our girls were spending money being those costumes.
But see,
Yeah.
if she would have been mediocre, If she'd have been like, but she's outstanding.
Oh my God.
She's amazing. If she'd have been mediocre, it'd have been okay. Oh, she's fine. She's good. She did a good job. She's great. She's great.
Yeah.
But the director said she was the first one to audition for Ariel.
Yeah.
She was so outstanding that she set the standard. She set the
for
bar.
Everybody else.
Nobody else came in there can do what she did. So it was just like, you know what? Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want you. So that's another thing. She took it from somebody. Because somebody might have had it in their head. It was mine, Mama. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have it.
Well, let's say this. She earned it.
She earned it. And
She
now,
earned it,
like you
yeah.
said, when they see us, now when they see her, they see the embodiment of what they're trying to stop.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want us to grow in Disney. Because if we grow in Disney, we are growing somewhere.
And we are. We're getting there. I would say this because I don't want to knock. Again, let me try my best not to knock. But I spoke about Cinderella, Snow White, and all them. When we first got, I'm just going to put it out there. When we first got our black princess, Tiana.
She had to kiss a frog.
She had to kiss a frog. Hello.
And she was from the swamps of Louisiana.
Cass, we on the same page.
That frog turned out to be fine. I don't know what y'all talking about. I kissed a frog too. That frog was fine.
That's because, because Disney had to give no matter what, Disney has to give an attractive prince.
Yeah.
He ain't got to give no attractive princess, but you have to have an attractive man. So we have a black mermaid.
Yeah.
But she falls in love with John Smith. Is John Smith black or white? That's that.
We haven't seen that.
We ain't seen it.
We sure have not.
We have not seen it because the only time she come out that water is because she.
Yeah, we sure have not seen
Who's
that
on
part
this
yet.
boat?
So I'm
Y'all see
anxious
that?
to see
Y'all
what
see
that
the little
is.
video that I posted of the kids' reaction?
Yes.
It was so cute.
We shouldn't have to do that.
And that's what I was going to next.
So
because
cute.
That is what matters to me. Is little girls, little black boys seeing themselves like it was for us. That's why we took it back and I said we could not dream past certain dreams because that wasn't the representation. You know what I mean? Everything that we saw that was supposed to be great in this world had to do with a white person. Our heroes, Superman, the whole nine, Batman. That's what we saw. And then as we grew up, we started seeing that, like I said, the Bill Cosbys, the Martins, the whole nine. And then now I had to wait till after I'm 40 years old to see Black Panther.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when I saw my son see that and saw the look in his eyes, I mean, that's what it means. So those little girls that you see, they see themselves and it excites them. Think about when that little girl was sitting in front of Michelle Obama's portrait.
Oh, yeah.
She could not stop staring. And then that's why I said representation matters.
It matters.
And so why are you getting upset? Because now you see us and now we're getting representation. Representation you've had your whole life. Quote unquote, it's supposed to be the standard. So now we can represent, and you're getting mad about it.
To Kill a Mockingbird, or what was that? The one where they do the District 9 and all that because they're starving, so they got to fight to the death.
Hunger Games, yeah.
And the little girl that was black, they had a big thing because it was a book, and they was like, she wasn't black in the book. She was like, well, she's black in the movie.
Mandela Steinberg, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they had a big uproar about that.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is, but again, like I said, we were always as heroes. When you ask your little ones back in the day, I was one of them. When you ask question who you want to be, and you'd always say that superhero, and you'd always say Superman. But now, if I ask my son, he'll either say Black Panther or Spider-Man, because now Spider-Man has a black representation. You know what I mean? Miles Morales or minority, because I guess he's Puerto Rican black, yeah. So, but he has that reputation or that representation. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to dressing up for Halloween, what did he go for? He went for the black Spider-Man. He went for the black. He went for Black Panther, and that's so. And look, it's not a knock against anyone else, right? But they take it that way, and they put us in a position. And again, because they used to us being in a condition a certain way, we think that we should feel bad about seeing ourselves on the TV screen or seeing ourselves on the silver screen.
I used
for that
to get
matter,
made fun of because when people ask, "What do you want to be?" I want to be Harriet Tubman, and that's because my daddy in the household gave me black stories to read and black history and read. So I had that from my daddy. We weren't allowed to watch TV but an hour a day, so we had to fight over an hour TV a day. Yeah, and we had on the weekends we had an hour of Atari. So, but my dad let us read all the time, but he brought me the books to read. So I liked Black history, so he brought me those books. So those were my heroes. So you got to kind of bring it into the house too, because if all you see is what's on TV or whatever, that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want mainstream, whatever.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I used to get made fun of. You too yellow to be Harriet Tubman. What's that got to do with nothing?
You go free the slaves. Leave me alone.
nothing.
Right.
But it's all about that representation. So that's what I'm saying. I laugh now that people are so upset about that because of it. And I remember watching back to what I was saying earlier about Foxxx. I remember they were having a discussion, and I know it was Megyn Kelly with her crazy ass.
Oh.
Okay, she's up there having an argument with somebody about Santa Claus. And she was adamant, even banging the desk to say Santa Claus is white. Santa Claus ain't real, man. So why
Santa
are we
Claus is
fighting on
whatever
something that's-
color you want him to
Claus.
be.
I'm
It can
Santa
be-
Claus.
Well, technically, we are Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, whatever
Right,
color you want him
they're
to be.
arguing over something that only kids themselves would even think of. Because as mine got older, very, very young, but older, I told him, no, ain't no Santa Claus. I'm not gonna spend my whole year breaking my back to get you a nice gift for you to thank a fat jolly white dude for. I want that. You know what I mean? So, but she was sitting there actually on the news having an argument with somebody over that.
Bless her
Again, it's
heart.
when they
So
see
that's
her
when they
ratings,
see
yeah.
exactly. But when they see us, why is it that it has to be from a negative light? Now I know why, because that's the way they condition the world. But because they say we're supposed to be moving in a new direction, and I want to believe them, and I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're actually going to see us, literally see us, meaning our worth. But apparently, still, when they see us, it's negative.
Well,
we don't have it. We're not worthy to even play.
Nobody
a
I
fictional
know has
mermaid.
that dialogue. Like nobody I know is upset about the mermaid being black. But if they were, I'm just gonna confront you with the facts.
Yeah.
Nah,
Ain't nobody. Now, be honest, ain't nobody. Probably because they know me. They ain't approached me with it. Everybody's on my social media,
So,
right?
but
See,
Yeah.
I don't
seen-
even see that on my social media.
I seen a movie where the mermaid was blue.
Okay.
So who got mad at the blue mermaid?
Mm.
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
get mad at the blue mermaid?
Yeah.
So she can be blue.
Yeah.
She just can't be brown skin.
I
And
guess
sing
so.
like an angel.
But you're right. It all depends.
It's just
It all
silly.
depends.
It's in their head. Ariel's supposed to
I
be.
wonder
It's a
what the
cartoon.
outrage would be if someone ever decided. I'm serious. I'm still waiting. If someone ever decided to go ahead and do a movie with the real color based on the Bible itself of Jesus, I can't wait.
There's
Because it
been
still has
one.
not been-
There's been one.
And will Hollywood allow it to mainstream?
It's,
'cause
I don't know.
yeah.
It didn't
Not
get that much.
mainstream.
That's
whatever.
right,
Now,
Yeah.
Netflix has something called Messiah.
Okay. No, I've
Yeah.
seen. Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
color. The hair
Yeah.
doesn't match.
Right.
The
yeah.
wool hair, but the colorness of the skin,
Yeah.
being that it's a Middle Eastern.
Yeah, it's
you know,
got to have some color.
You got to
Right.
have some color. I'm sorry. There's
Yeah.
no way you're gonna be out there in the sun like that. They have no shade.
So
Right.
if I ever get into a conversation about this Little Mermaid, I'm gonna bring up Black Jesus.
Cleopatra.
That's the answer, huh?
Yeah.
Shoot, it's real
Black
talk.
Jesus. I mean, and that's gonna be the end of the discussion. Black Jesus.
No,
Yeah.
you're gonna start it. That's gonna start the discussion.
That's
You're gonna
gonna be-
stop talking about the mermaid. Y'all finna get on everybody in the Bible. Well, Moses is
And
Yeah.
all I can say is that again, I want to get to the point so when they see us, they see our worth too. Because there's too many people still out there that doesn't see us for who we are. Every time we speak up for ourselves, it's a problem. Every time we stand up for ourselves, it's a problem. If I hit the streets in protest of Mike Brown, Trayvon, I'm a thug. I'm this. I'm that. I'm all.
I'm
these
angry
things.
black woman
But if I
every
show-
day. If
Yeah.
you steal my parking space and I cuss you out,
You don't
oh, there
like
go
that.
angry black woman.
Mhm.
Okay.
I rode around just like you. I rode around
Yeah.
15 minutes, found this spot
Right.
just like you.
Yeah. But if I ever am a different color and I march on the Capitol and bust out some windows,
Oh yeah.
then I'm a patriot.
And I run in there and
it's
say, I'm
just- come
finna
on.
kill the vice
Yeah,
president.
hang
Yeah.
everybody. So it's just
I'm good- I'm
That's
good citizen.
that's the problem that I have when they see us. Why is that? Why you say we're supposed to be going a different direction, and then even when we speak on things like this, people get upset. Be like, "Oh, come on, man. Why you? What do you tell me? I'm pushing racism. How can I be pushing racism when I'm trying to defend
No, we're
my
just stating the facts.
blackness? All right, all
Yeah,
I'm trying to
just
do is
stating the
I hate
facts.
racism. That's why I'm speaking against it. But you're telling me I'm keeping it alive? Nah, it's always been here, and it
Right.
will be here.
It's not
And
going away.
and wonder real quick before we got it. There was a story, and I wish I could remember the name of the high school right now, but I can't. But I know it's in Georgia, down south. There was a team that was getting ready to play their high school. And this happened just this week. They're getting ready to play the high school rivalry. Okay, and I believe whoever their rivalry is, I believe there's some type of like minors or gold. So I believe the hashtag was digging for royal gold because the team that were playing was called the Royals. So the other team was
The minors.
No, I'm not sure what there was.
Oh,
But I'm
okay.
saying their royals had to be some miners and or gold because they said we're digging for royal gold is what they're saying, right? This is what the other high school, the rivalry high school was doing. They were all lined up, so they all put on these T-shirts. You know what I mean? That read that same hashtag, digging for royal gold, right?
Uh-huh.
But in the midst of all this, the photographs, 5, or let me make sure I got this correct one. Yeah, 5 teenagers decided to go off to the left. 5 young men, high school now, high school, decide to move off to the right and take their own picture, and they posted it, and they made sure to spell out nigga, smiling and everything, and they posted it.
Oh,
Right. And then what made me
Lord.
mad was the superintendent of the school district, all they said was, we will not tolerate, but they would not disclose what happened to the boys. Now, automatically, you should let me know. If you don't tolerate it, you let me know. You lit that ass up and you sent them home for the rest of the year.
Yes.
Somewhere along those lines. But they didn't say that. It's non-disclosed right now. So how do you
Somebody
know
gonna
everything's
say it.
Yeah, but when you sit there and say, we do not tolerate this, apparently you do. Because those kids were comfortable enough to separate themselves from the group, not only just take the picture, because that's a thought process. We're going to separate, we're going to get together shoulder to shoulder, make sure we all lined up, take the picture, and then post it. That took planning. And you are in a space of comfortability to do that, which means what? You've been conditioned that way. Your household is that way.
it's
Your parents are that
comfortable
way.
with that.
Your
Yes,
great-grandparents are that way. And the school is that way too because you knew it was going to go somewhere on the website or the news was going to find out about it. If you sat in there proud, smiling, and you spelling out the word nigga. Man,
Like
come on now.
A high school in Houston. They had, just last week before last, they had a volleyball team, and it was a black volleyball team, and the other school was making monkey jokes, like monkey noises, and they got it literally on camera. Of these, and like you said,
I would go snatch my child.
That's not.
But it's the opposite. It's the rival
it's
school.
It's conditioned
It's not
that
my.
way.
It's not my. It's the rival school doing it. But that's to get in our head.
Yeah.
You already know we finna get out here and do you some damage. So you feel like if you come on here with this tactic that used to work for my grandfather.
Belittle me.
Yeah, that was my grandfather.
Yeah.
I am not my grandfather. This is not my grandfather's America. So the things that you used then would not work on me today.
Right.
Because you can't say what you said to him and think I'm gonna bow down. Yes, you're crazy. You crazy.
Exactly. All right, family. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you, Cass, for coming on and bringing your energy as well and talking about these cases that you have. I think it's very, very important. I hope that today we had somebody online who would take it serious enough and maybe they want to join and assist in any way, shape, or form. I mean, do you as far as your show and so forth, do you take anything like donations or anything like to help you to do your work?
Because I'm still on the ground. I'm still ground. Like I said, I'm still working on my garage right now. I bought a backdrop and I put my own little words on it. I'm doing everything right now, and then eventually I might try to start looking into somebody to but not now.
But regardless of, I hope people just take the time and at least support that effort because I think it's very, very important.
The only thing I ask is that you watch the show. Okay. And if you choose to, to do that, you can reach out and then we'll go from there. But just watch the show because it's very insightful. It's very, very informative. And that's how we're going to get it out to the public.
Gotcha. And one more time, let them know how they can watch and where to follow you on social media.
You can watch the show Foxxx Fylez, Cold and Unsolved on YouTube. And then I am DeCassalyn Sanford on Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
That's it.
That's what's up. Angela, you got anything before we get out of here?
I want to do this again, though.
We'll make it happen.
I want to say thank you for my sorrow. Thank you, love.
Angela said, Cass. I said, okay, I'll be there.
That's another. I appreciate you driving up. That's wonderful.
It was a peaceful drive. Like I said, I've never been to Dallas.
Especially for your first time.
It's my first time. So, but it won't be my last time.
Cool. So hopefully this is a good experience that you can remember about Dallas.
Yeah. So now I got my whole vision of my
setup.
setup.
I'm coming down there to go on the podcast because I want to talk about these missing chip babies.
Please. And then when I do come back, I will have statistics.
Okay.
I will have.
We'll definitely make that happen. We're going to have to because again, that's important. Okay. It really is important. Yes. So I want to keep.
And hopefully we can have some kind of awareness or some kind of change by the time I do come back.
Yeah, I would hope so as well. I would hope so. So again, y'all family, if you're out there, of course, my Facebook, my YouTube live, we sure appreciate the love. Appreciate y'all showing up today. Appreciate those who left comments. I know I didn't get to all the comments, but we appreciate y'all anyway for just showing up and giving this some attention. The attention that it does not get, you gave it today. All right, so we definitely appreciate that. And just remember, fam, as before we get out of here, I normally leave with a nice little quote thing that I do, but today I'm just going to remind everybody, be proud of who you are. And I'm specifically talking to my black men, my black women. Be proud of who we are and be strong in who you are. I mean, we've been conditioned our whole lives to think less of ourselves. They already think less of us. And when I say they, again, I got that disclaimer out there, these funky folks. Not all, okay? But some, they think that. So we always got to be that. I make sure every day when I walk in my walk that I am me, I am strong. The days are gone to where I feel like I got to shy or limit myself when I'm in front of someone who doesn't look like me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We have made it that far, and we need to earn our respect. Now, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We've already earned our respect. They need to give it to us. Our ancestors did the job for us. Yes, so by saying all that, they didn't do it all for nothing. Please, I don't care what your feelings, what they are. If you're hurt by something that didn't happen or supposed to happen, go vote.
Go vote.
Please go and vote. Y'all, November is too close. We've already saw the stuff that went down the previous 4 years with a different president and how much chaos that has caused. I give a lot of this when they see us based on him. I mean, because he's made a whole lot of people not afraid to speak their mind. So guess what? Speak yours. And if you don't think you're being heard by speaking yourself, there's one way you can speak. That vote, baby. I'm telling you, please. Go and vote, y'all. Don't let this one slide. You seen what happened when you don't show up? We have to make sure we show up. When we show up this time, keep showing up the next time and the next time and do it over and over and over again. I guarantee you we do that, things will start swinging our way.
And bring somebody with you.
And bring somebody with you. Make sure they registered and so forth and so on. Let's not lose this one, y'all. We cannot lose this one. Y'all got me?
Again, we gotta get our attention how we get it. We can't do seminars. We need to have block parties.
There we go.
Vote and registration camps. We need to do something to bring awareness. And then you politicians, if you are listening, what is your platform? Let us know your plan.
Let us know what your plan is.
Please let us know what your plan is.
And again, I know they throw that woke out there as a joke or as a punchline. We pay more attention now. When I'm listening to politicians talking, I'm paying a lot more attention I used to. You're not just gonna feed me a dream and me not follow up, and that's a difference. I mean, I know now.
Well, I used to go vote straight Democrat. Now I do research.
We do too. We got an Excel spreadsheet, and we go over every candidate and what they believe.
Yes.
Does it align with what we want? Scratch. And we study it, and before we go into the booth, we know exactly who we going for. That's just it. It's not about I'm with you because some people. The Democrat Republic, that's just a title.
Yeah.
Right.
But are you with me?
Are you with
me? Do we mimic each other?
You stand for what I stand for.
You stand for my values as well. There you go. That's what it's about. So make sure y'all go out there and make sure y'all vote and stop arguing online about what Joe did or Joe didn't and oh my God, we could have stayed with the other one. You're a damn lie.
No.
Let's say that right now. Joe ain't perfect and neither one of us are perfect, but it's 10 times better than what
because I couldn't have did another.
My God.
Go to Canada.
I don't think I could have lasted.
Oh man, ain't no telling what could be going on right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So look, take your time. Just make sure. And then if you don't agree with me, you don't. But at least go vote.
Go vote.
Whatever you want to vote for, go vote. That's fine. Just make sure you show up. That's all I'll ask. Okay. All right, family. We out here, fam. Once again, I love y'all so much. Next month, y'all know what's going down because we got to talk about domestic violence. That's my thing. So. Love y'all. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for that. All right? Peace.
Bye.
Hey, my loves. It's your sister Monique, and you're listening to my brother on Redboi Radio, classic R&B and hip-hop. Y'all know what it is.